Welcome back to the All Seasons channel. Today I am going to try to explain a little bit better, especially the wiring part of it, of changing your Dometic air conditioner from analog to digital control. Because if you have an analog control and it's bad, you've probably found out that the analog controls are no longer available. You have to switch over to the digital whether you want to or not. So I've done a video on this. I will put that link. Right here. Sorry, everything's backwards in this camera when you got it in selfie mode, but I'll try and put a link up here to that video, the original one from last year. And it can be a little bit confusing to do this wiring, because if you've bought your digital control, you know that it comes with some instructions, but the only thing in the instructions is how to work the thermostat. Doesn't tell you anything about wiring it, and it can be very confusing. First one I done just blew my mind. You know, how can you take 6, 8, 9 conductors, wires between the control box and the thermostat, and break that down to 3 wires? How's that work? Just. But anyhow, I'm gonna hopefully today I can clarify this wiring issue a little bit for some folks, because I know it is very confusing. Alright, let's take a look at my little diagram thingy here. It's really getting some shadows on it, but this is our 14 by 14 hole up in our ceiling. Once you remove the plastic covers and stuff inside your RV, you're left with this hole. You're going to have your control box. You're going to have 120 volt AC wires coming in from the coach to the control box. I'm not going to say much about this. You know, it's black to black, white to white, green to green. It's pretty simple. If you don't know how to wire this, maybe you should give me a call or somebody else to do this for you. You're going to have a brown cable. It's typically a brown cable with 2 conductors in it, or wires. Going to be one red, one white. Alright, those are going to be your furnace wires. They run down to your furnace. They turn into blue wires down to furnace. You're going to have a 6 to 8, maybe even 9 conductor cable. It's usually going to be in a brown sheath also. Going to have a whole bunch of colors. That's your control wires from between your control box to your thermostat. You're going to have a 12 volt DC positive. You're going to have 12 volt DC negative in the coach. Okay? Now, typically in your coach, for these DC wires, you're going to have white wires, and you're going to have, a lot of times it's a white wire with just like a black, blue, red trace on it, or maybe it's a different color wire, but those are going to be your 12 volt positive and your 12 volt negative. Okay? The easiest way to keep all this wiring straight is, before you ever unhook your old control box, if you will notice what wires are hooked to this red wire. Typically this will have a tag on it. This one does not. This red wire is your DC positive from your coach. Okay? Whatever wires are hooked to this, there may be 1, 2, or even 3 wires hooked to this. Those are going to be your 12 volt positives. Your black wire, there again, this is going to be your negative. This would typically have a little tag on it, tell you this is a 12 volt negative or whatever it says. Whatever wires are hooked to this from your coach are going to be your ground wires. Okay? Your 2 blue wires, sometimes they'll be solid blue, sometimes they will be blue with white trace, like these ones. These are going to be your furnace. Okay? They will be hooked to these red and the white wires. Okay? If you'll keep those 4 wires separated before you ever take your box out, make your life a lot simpler. The rest of these, they don't matter. Okay? The rest of these, all these colors, they don't matter. So, you're going to have your 6-pin connector that goes between the air conditioner and the box. Just unplug that and it plugs right back into the new box. Now you have kept your DC positive, your DC negative separated. You know what's what. They're going to go on your new harness for your new digital control box. The solid red, that is your 12 volt, oh, I'm sorry. Your solid red, that's going to be your 12 volt supply, okay? That's going to go on this 12 volt positive. Your black is your 12 volt ground. And it also says to the T-stat, the thermostat. That's something that's completely different between the analog and the digital. You need to pick one of these colors in this 6 to 8 conductor cable. I will typically pick the green. You need to pick a color for ground. So the black wire, the ground, you're going to wire nut it, or however you choose to do it, to this ground wire coming out of the coach, and also one of these wires in this cable. The positive, of course, goes to the positive. Alright. The red with a white trace in your new harness is your 12 volt to the thermostat. Choose a color in this cable for that, for your 12 volt positive to the thermostat. The only other one we have here is our orange. Okay, that is our communication wire. There again, your choice. Pick a color in this cable for the communication wire. Okay? I have a five conductor cable. That's all I had in the truck. If I were doing this and I seen a 5 conductor cable up in there, I would make the red the positive to the thermostat. I would make the green the ground thermostat, and I would make the yellow the communication. The extra wires, whatever's extra, just wind them around, tape them off, or whatever, leave them. Never know when an extra conductor will come in handy. Okay? This is a good example of your furnace wires up in this hole. They'll typically be in a brown sheath, and you will have a red and a white. Those are your furnace. Alright, so your new control box. Here's where your AC goes in. Okay, take the little 4 screws off. White to white, black to black, green to green. Okay, easy peasy. Okay, this little 2-pin connector right here is for your freeze sensor. Your old one, like I say, may be a disc that's snapped on the coils. Your new one is going to insert into the coils. Okay, there's a little diagram, tells you where to put it in the coils. It's a little bit scary the first time you do it, but you actually just take and insert this between 2 fins at like a 45-degree angle, shove it down in there till most of it's in there. It's a done deal. Okay, but this has to be hooked up before you start testing the system. Once you get everything done, it doesn't have to be in the coils, but it does have to be, the connector at least has to be hooked up. Because if it's not hooked up, this new control will not work. Okay, there's where your little 4-pin connector goes. Okay, you've already got it wired up. We just went over that. Your furnace, these two wires right here for your furnace. The control box comes with 2 new female spade connectors. Put one on red, one on white, and they go right there. No, it does not matter what one goes where. It just doesn't matter. Just put them on there, and once you get all this hooked up and you get all this plugged in, you're ready to test. Yeah, I hope this clarifies this some. because it can be a little bit confusing, and I get more comments, more questions on that video that I've done on changing your Dometic air conditioner from analog to digital control. So there you have it. I hope this clarifies it some. As always, thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Go down there and subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell, and I'm going to go down the road and fix another one. Actually, probably not. Probably going to go into the office and start editing this video. So thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.